I don't want you to give away your secret sauce. But I'm always curious about how you're staying up on market trends, how you're staying up on different types of editors, what house is going to want what type of book, how, as much as you can tell us, how do you keep on top of those things?
I always tell people that being an agent is like being a GPS system for a writer. I have to zero in not just on the house, but on the individual editor who will like a book. I get partly it's from experience, having been around so long. I know the houses, I know the editors, and I've met new editors as they come along. Partly it's from experience of day to day. I may find out today, for instance, that editors are now looking for, I don't know, dystopian novels or books that are post-COVID, or you just hear things on a daily basis from editors and from writers who will share things they've heard from editors. So it's an ongoing thing. So it's learned experience of the 40 years. It's daily experience of being in touch with editors every single day. I go at least once a week, usually twice a week, to bookstores to see what books are coming out, to listen to booksellers, listen to people who are buying books. So I'm out there every single week. So I think immersing yourself in the world is key, both as an agent by working online and on the phone, and then being in bookstores. For instance, I live in New York, so I go to the Strand, which is a great 3-story used bookstore. I go there every week and wander around. There's a great little independent bookstore called 3 Lives, which I adore. I go there usually every week. I go to Barnes & Noble in Union Square every Saturday. So I do make books part of my daily life. So I think that's important. But you learn a lot just by doing, and you hear things. As an agent, I hear things about trends or what people are looking for. So if you're an active part of the world, you learn these things.
That many times a week, I wonder when you come in, is it like when you come in and cheers and they yell, "Steve, you're here"?
No, but something terrible. Don't tell anyone this. But when I go to bookstores, I put my client's book face out so that you can see. I think it's probably illegal to do that, but I want everyone to buy my client's book. So if you see a jump in sales in the New York area, I may be part of that. I don't know.
I think there was a story out a couple of years back that somebody tried to kick Stephen King out of a bookstore because they caught him signing his own books. They realized who he was. Like, oh no, you're fine.
Yeah, no,
I guess that's something he likes to do. Is just stop off into a bookstore and sign a couple of his books and then be on his way.
It's a great temptation when you see someone standing in a bookstore trying to decide what to buy. It's a great temptation to say, you might like this book. You don't want to scare people, making them think you're just some odd person who's hawking books. But I do feel very strongly about my clients' books, and I'll do anything to help sell them.
So what is it when you go into a bookstore? What is it that you're learning there that is different from what you might be able to learn through the countless other ways of getting data online or otherwise?
People don't know this, but for instance, in the big chains like Barnes & Noble, it's all paid for. The picture books are on the picture book wall. There's a power aisle on the first floor. The books you see those are all paid for. People don't know that. So it's all negotiated ahead of time. What books are going to be out front? What books are going to be up on the wall for book buyers? So it's not just random. In a independent bookstore, it may be different. But I don't think people know that it's a very deliberately curated thing to walk into a chain bookstore. You see, I don't know, I guess you see what books people are drawn to. You see the diversity of books. I mean, I'm always looking for my picture books, and there's so many picture books published. Sometimes I can't even find my books on the shelf. You have to look really carefully. As an agent, your clients' books are foremost in the front of your mind, but when you go to a bookstore, they're pushing books by represented by all different agents, published by all different authors. So you realize that in your mind, you are egocentric. When you get out there in the world, there's a lot of competition. So that's, I guess, competition is what you see.
Here's a question I can't reasonably expect an answer to, but if you're putting your clients' books face out, or other agents, rivals, or books, maybe you're putting face back to the back of the show.
You know, I'm not going to answer that because I might get in trouble.
I think that's probably wise.
You know, there's a lot of agents that I know who I admire tremendously and whose books I would never do anything to cover them up. But let's just say on a certain day, there's certain clients of mine who get preferential treatment.
Well, I know that obviously, I mean, it's a competitive business.
Yeah.
But when you're talking to other writers who you don't represent, you're talking to other agents, is there still a sense that, hey, even though we're competing a little bit, we're still book people? Of all the things that there are options for us to do in this world, we're here trying to create stories for readers. Is there still some sort of camaraderie
yes, there's definitely a collegial feeling. Like when I do a writers conference, I'll be in a panel with John Cusack, the agent, and any number of other people. Yes, and I think we all get along. We all respect each other. And yes, I think I can't speak for the book world as a whole, but in the children's and teen book world, people are very friendly and very supportive. Interestingly, though, we don't really get together socially. I mean, I'm sure there's some agents who get together for dinner or drinks or lunch or whatever. I pretty much am working from 7 in the morning to 11 at night, and I don't really have a lot of time for that. So we see each other, we say hello, we're friendly, but there isn't a lot of mingling. So there's that kind of competitive thing. We're just so busy competing against each other, doing our own jobs, that we don't spend a lot of time. But I would say there's a good collegial feeling.
Well, theoretically, if you're going to go out and have lunch, you would probably be better served to be meeting with editors, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And I have to say that whole social thing I wouldn't say it's evaporated, but people are just starting to get back to their offices, to be meeting in person. So that really hasn't happened for a couple years. But I'm in touch with editors literally every day, all day long. So there is that connection.